Back in October, I finally made it through my first daily art challenge during the month of all months of drawing challenges. And while popularized by Inktober, I decided to go out with trying Peachtober, made by Furry Little Peach on Instagram, because I kind of did like a third of her challenge last year, and I love how much more fun the prompts are. They're like whimsical and silly, and they're not too like Halloween-y either. So I wanted to try it out again, and I was really committed this year to doing all 31 days. Throughout the month, I decided to do some screen recordings of some of them. I didn't catch all of them. While drawing a lot of them, I was also like watching TV or watching YouTube at the same time, so there were pretty large pauses between them, or me like switching through tabs, and I didn't want to have to edit through all of those. So I kind of only recorded the ones where I knew I was just going to sit down and get them done that night. And I just wanted to show them off here. One, to kind of get back into posting YouTube videos. I already have a couple ideas set for next ones. And two, just to document that I did this challenge. Sure, it's all over my Instagram too, but I don't know, I thought it'd be interesting to see my process afterwards. So I just want to go through some of the takeaways that I had during this challenge, being the first like full 31 days I've ever finished. I've done a couple other art challenges too, other than Peachtober last year, but I never stick to the whole thing. It's way too much work, and for some reason I thought that this was the year that I really needed to make it work. And I guess I did. Which kind of leads me into my first takeaway, is that yes, it is so time consuming. I kind of see why other artists were doing such small pieces, because if you're gonna do them day of or week of, there's not a lot of time before the day inevitably comes around. So I think if you want to do larger pieces, you have to pre-plan. And I think she put out the prompts like a month in advance, so I think that's a pretty good amount of time to get started. I decided, or I had meant to do more in advance, and I ended up only doing like 2 or 3 before October started. So I got behind a little bit as the month went on, but I'm still proud that I ended up finishing it, even if they were posted like the morning after or something like that. Overall, it's just a huge time commitment for someone who works full-time during the day, and then you come home and have to work on another thing on my screen. And kind of to go with that, I realized that because you have to make so many things in such a limited time, making it simpler is better. By the end of the month, my favorite prompts were the ones that looked the simplest, because they kind of came out exactly how I was envisioning them in my head. They didn't come out like not detailed enough. And so I was a lot more happy with how they turned out. I also decided that for this challenge, I would add another layer of challenge to it, for whatever reason, where I would relate each of the prompts back to a stationery item, mostly because I'm obsessed with collecting and using stationery. I have a huge collection of stickers, like washi tape, pens, paper, whatever. It's too much, honestly, for my, lack of actually using it a lot of the time. But I just thought it would be fun, and because it's not like too Halloween-y and all the prompts are pretty general, I felt like a theme was easy to do. So before I started, I wrote out all the prompts, and then I also wrote a list of stationery items that I could think of. Things like a memo pad, a fountain pen, a washi tape, a journal clip that I ended up doing, a sticker sheet, things like that, a letter set. And then I just kind of matched them to each prompt for where I thought that it would fit, or if I even just already had a plan, And I did repeat a few. I did a few like standard die cut stickers that are kind of stationery related, so I kind of made that work. I did a few washi tape designs. I did like a couple sticky note / memo pads, which are kind of the same thing. So mostly because there's only so many ways that you can describe something in a stationery. For one of my original ideas that I had before this all started was to stick with like one type of item and make every prompt fit that one item. But I ended up changing my mind on that and doing multiple different items because I thought it would be more fun. I think I learned how to use Photoshop better too. I've always been more of an Illustrator girl. I know that program front and back, I think. Sure, there are probably things that I don't know, but I'm way more comfortable with it because I've used it for longer. And I've not really tried drawing in Photoshop before, but I really wanted to try with a more drawing type program. I don't have Procreate because I don't have an iPad, and because that's the one I always see other people use, and while I want to try it, I don't have the means to yet. So, but I do have Photoshop, so that's a lot easier for me to use. I just have my like drawing tablet that sits on the desk. The ones that like don't have a screen, I don't know what those are called. You like stare up at your laptop still. But because I spent so much time using Photoshop for this project, I felt like I got to learn it a lot better for drawing. So now I know that it's less daunting when I want to try to do something more, I don't know, drawing-y instead of like shapes that I do in Illustrator more often. I think the last thing I want to touch on are just my favorite illustrations from the month. I'll put them each on the screen here on top of the speed paint, but my first favorite were the sour gummy fish. They'll come around on the end of the speed paint of me doing them, but I don't know, I just had this idea to do a keychain that I imagined would like hang on your drawing bag. I put a keychain on the top of my journal because I use a spiral one, so it would be something like that. Also inspired by like those gashapon keychains that I've been seeing a ton lately. But yeah, I just love how this came out. I've been really obsessed with drawing fish. I love sour gummy worms. And again, I'm really into the gashapon thing right now. So this was a really easy draw for me because it was just so clear in my head. I really like the way it came out. I think my second favorite is day 8 for Leaf. I made this like I put together this little acorn holding a leaf on top of his head, kind of like in Totoro when he's holding the leaf like an umbrella, and there's just like dewdrops falling down off the side. I thought it was really cute. I just think it's super cute and whimsical, so that ended up being one of my favorites. I think the next are not really in any particular order, but the ones I also really liked were day 26 for Bear. I did this little bear and snack sticky notes thing, so it's like those sticky tabs that you put on a journal to like mark your place. 2 little bears, the honey jar, and the little salmon, because it's a bear and it snacks. And I thought that was really cute, and I would love to turn this into a real product one day. I think I want to refine the art a little bit, but the idea is really cute in my head at least. Another one of my favorites was the cat with the fish. This one was super simple. I think it took me like 30 minutes to make because it was not really a difficult draw, but it's just so adorable. It's just a cat with a fish. Again, here are the fish. Apparently, I think you can see right now that all my favorites were the ones that included a fish. I really liked the build your own fish tank on day 15 for aquarium. This is also a sticker sheet that I would love to make in real life, where you could like stick the little fish into the aquarium or fish tank, whatever you want to call it. A non-fish related item kind of goes to this stationery set for day 22 for web. It's kind of like a website themed set that I think would look really cute in real life too. I also really liked day 19 for melon. I made like this little pouch for just like a soft pouch that's in the shape of a honeydew, which I would love to have in real life too, though I was kind of thinking about it the other day of how this could look in real life, and I'm not really sure how to get that honeydew texture without it being like a hard shell. Because in my head, this is like soft and fluffy and kind of reminds me of those turtles with the like pink and green that I've been seeing a lot lately, or those they also kind of remind me of like the conchas bread with the like sugar cracked on top. And yeah, I think those are my top. I still like a lot of the other ones. None of them I hate per se. There's just some that I definitely put more effort into, or I had an idea in my head for that day ahead of time, so I knew that I was gonna like it basically. But yeah, those were some of my takeaways from this whole project. I'll definitely try to do it again next year, I think. And I think I will do a theme again. I feel like that was really fun. I think the theme, or I don't know what the theme will be, but I think I will try to make everything look a little bit more cohesive too. I followed like a loose color palette that I found online, but I definitely strayed away from it multiple times for a lot of these prompts. So if you like look through the feed, there are some similar pinks. You can see the similar oranges, this specific shade of blue, things like that. But I think I would make them look a lot more together if I were to do it again, and then with a theme. So I'll keep thinking about it. I got like 10 more months before that happens anyway, so yeah. I will let you watch the rest of this speed paint. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble about my takeaways of Peachtober. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.